If you like storytime vibes, hit subscribe and let's dive in together.
Landon, I'm sorry. I can't go through with this. I'm done. My fiancée, Audrey, just texted me 5 minutes before the ceremony. 6 hours ago, I was supposed to say, I do. Now I'm standing alone in a $60,000 hall filled with food, flowers, and confusion. Guests whisper. Her parents stormed out. The band still plays, pretending not to notice the chaos. And me? I'm sitting here wondering how the hell everything fell apart in less than a minute. When I read that text, I actually laughed. Not because it was funny, God, no, but because my brain couldn't process what was happening. For months, Audrey had been planning every detail of this wedding like it was her life's masterpiece. The color palette, the floral arrangements, even the custom napkins with our initials. She was radiant, obsessive even. Never in my wildest dreams did I think she'd walk away like this. My best man, Henry, noticed my pale face and whispered, "You good, man? It's time." I handed him my phone. His jaw dropped. "No way. She didn't." "She did," I said, numb. I don't know what came over me, but a strange calm settled in. Maybe it was shock, maybe pure survival instinct. I found the officiant, a kind older woman with silver hair, who looked worried about the delay. "Small change of plan," I said quietly. "Just follow my lead." And then I walked out alone. The music faded as I grabbed the mic. Dozens of faces stared at me. Family, friends, co-workers, all waiting for the bride who'd never appear. My throat burned, but my voice stayed steady. "Thank you all for coming," I said. "There's been a change. 5 minutes ago, Audrey sent me this." I held up my phone. Gasps rippled through the crowd. She said, "Landon, I'm sorry, I can't go through with this. I'm done." You could feel the air leave the room. Some people cried. Some just stared at the floor. My sister put a hand over her mouth, and Audrey's mother stormed out, dragging her husband behind her. I took a deep breath and said, "So, there's no wedding today. Audrey made her choice, but everything's paid for. The food, the band, the open bar. So tonight we're not celebrating a marriage. We're celebrating honesty, even when it hurts. We're celebrating a near escape from a disaster." Dead silence. Then Henry clapped. Slowly, others joined in, laughter mixed with tears. I lifted my water glass. Booze felt too dangerous for now. "To dodging disaster," I said. That night turned surreal. Some guests left early, uncomfortable. Others stayed and turned grief into absurd laughter. The band played upbeat songs while people drank too much and whispered theories. I drifted through the crowd, half ghost, half host. My dad pulled me into a hug and murmured, "Her loss, son. Massive loss." He was right, but it didn't feel that way. It felt like the world had caved in on my chest. Later, when the hall emptied, I sat, on the stage, staring at the leftover flowers. 6 months of preparation, gone in a text message. I couldn't even cry. Just exhaustion, disbelief, and the bitter taste of humiliation. That night, I stayed in what was supposed to be our honeymoon suite, alone. The champagne on ice mocked me from across the room. I opened it anyway. The sound of the cork felt like a scream. A week passed before I heard anything from Audrey. I'd returned wedding gifts, canceled vendors, and spent my days answering awkward calls from relatives. Everyone wanted an explanation I didn't have. Then, Tuesday night, my phone exploded. Texts, missed calls, voicemails, her name flashing over and over. "Landon, please. I screwed up. It wasn't what you think. I love you. Please call me." My hands shook. Love me? After leaving me at the altar? Through mutual friends, I soon learned the truth. Audrey hadn't just gotten cold feet. She'd run off with someone else, a man named Aiden. Older, charming, loaded, or so she thought. He'd promised her a better life. Fancy cars, travel, freedom. What she didn't know was that Aiden's money was smoke and mirrors. He'd convinced her to ditch me and start over with him somewhere glamorous. But when the wedding collapsed and no money came her way, he bailed, left her stranded at a rest stop 2 states away. The poetic justice almost made me laugh. When she finally got a ride back, she called me in tears. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Landon, thank God you picked up," she sobbed. "It was a mistake. Aiden was nothing. I just got scared, okay? The pressure, everything. It was too much." I stayed silent. She continued, desperate. "We can fix this. We can reschedule the wedding. I'll tell everyone I had a breakdown." That was the moment my shock turned to steel. "You texted me, 'I'm done,' minutes before walking down the aisle," I said coldly. "You had a bag packed and another man waiting. There's nothing to fix." "No, please," she begged. "It was just confusion. I love you." "Your choices said otherwise, Audrey. Aiden didn't work out, so now you want your safety net back. But I'm not your backup plan." She cried harder. "What am I supposed to do? Where do I go?" "That's your problem," I said. And I hung up. Blocking her number felt like exhaling after drowning. Minutes later, her brother Owen called, furious. "How could you humiliate her like that? Reading her text in front of everyone? Throwing some joke of a party?" I laughed bitterly. "Owen, she dumped me by text minutes before our wedding to run off with another guy. I didn't humiliate her, I told the truth." "You should have protected her, forgiven her." "Forgive her for abandoning me at the altar? Are you serious?" Click. Blocked him too. For days, I was haunted by the same image. Her in that bridal suite, makeup half done, sneaking out with her phone in one hand and a suitcase in the other. I pictured her driving away, telling herself she deserved better, while leaving behind the man who'd given her everything. $60,000 gone, my dignity hanging by a thread. But under all that pain, a strange clarity started to form. I'd dodged a lifetime of manipulation, of being used by someone who loved the lifestyle more than the man behind it. And deep down, I promised myself this: Audrey would never get the last word. 3 months later, life started to feel survivable. The whispers faded, the pitying texts stopped, and I finally returned to work. People still looked at me differently, like I was the guy who got left at the altar. But I learned to wear it like armor. At least I didn't lie. At least I didn't run. Then, out of nowhere, she reappeared. It started with a Facebook message. "Hey, can we talk? Just once. Please." I didn't reply. A week later, she showed up at my office. My assistant's voice crackled over the intercom. "Landon, there's a woman here asking for you. Says her name's Audrey." My stomach dropped. I told her to send her away, but curiosity, or maybe weakness, made me follow her outside anyway. She stood by the parking lot, thinner than before, dark circles under her eyes. No makeup, no designer handbag, no sparkle. Just guilt and desperation. "Landon," she whispered. "You look good." I crossed my arms. "You look different." Her eyes welled. "I deserved that." She started explaining, voice trembling, how Aiden had promised her the world and then disappeared with her savings, how she'd lost her apartment, her job, her so-called friends. "I hit rock bottom," she said softly, "and all I could think about was how safe I felt with you. How stupid I was to throw it away." I stared at her. The same woman who once couldn't live without luxury, now standing in thrift store shoes. For a second, I pitied her. Then I remembered the text that blew my world apart. "You didn't just throw it away, Audrey. You Dita Henried it." She nodded, tears falling. "I know." and I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. You didn't deserve that." For a moment, the silence between us was heavier than the wedding that never happened. Then she asked the one thing that made my blood boil. "Could we maybe start over? Not as lovers, but as friends?" I laughed. "Friends? After everything? You think that's possible?" She looked down. "I don't know, I just miss talking to you. You were the only person who really saw me." I almost walked away, but an idea began forming. Cold, calculated, cruelly poetic. Maybe it was time she really saw what she'd thrown away. Over the next few weeks, I did what I never thought I would. I let her back in. Not fully, not romantically, just small conversations. Coffee here, a polite reply there. She thought I was softening. Truth was, I was setting the stage. I'd just launched a new branch of my business, the same startup she once mocked as too risky. Now it was booming. I invited her to the launch party, purely as an old friend. She hesitated, then agreed. When she arrived that night, the room buzzed with success. Journalists, investors, city officials, everyone dressed to impress. And there she was, standing awkwardly at the entrance in a borrowed dress, surrounded by the very people who'd once toasted to our doomed wedding. "Audrey," I greeted with a perfect smile. "Glad you could make it." She looked around, dazed. "Wow. This is incredible. You did all this?" "Yeah," I said lightly. "Turns out being left at the altar is a great motivator." A few guests recognized her and whispered. She flushed red, pretending not to notice. I guided her toward the center of the room, right as a reporter asked for a quote. "Landon, you've had a hell of a year. What's your secret to bouncing back?" I met Audrey's eyes and smiled. "Pain is the best teacher," I said. "When people show you who they are, believe them the first time, then thank them, because they just cleared space for your real blessings." The crowd applauded. Audrey froze. Later that night, when the event ended, she found me by the balcony. "That was about me, wasn't it?" she asked quietly. I sipped my drink. "It was about the truth." Her lip trembled. "You invited me here to humiliate me." "No," I said softly. "I invited you here to witness what you tried to destroy." She turned to leave, but I stopped her. "Audrey?" She looked back, eyes glossy. "For what it's worth," I said, "I don't hate you anymore. I just don't need you." She nodded, tears streaming. Then she walked away, and this time I didn't watch her go. Months passed, my business grew, my name stopped being tied to the scandal, and I met someone new, Maya. She was nothing like Audrey. Quiet confidence, genuine kindness, a sense of humor that made bad days lighter. For the first time in a long while, I felt peace. But fate has a cruel sense of humor. One evening, at a charity gala Maya and I attended, Audrey showed up again. Not as a guest, as a caterer. Our eyes met across the hall. She froze, a tray of champagne glasses trembling in her hands. I didn't feel anger this time, just closure. She quickly turned away, pretending not to see me. But Maya noticed the tension. "You okay?" she whispered. "Yeah," I said softly. "Just an old ghost." As we left the event, I looked back one last time. Audrey was standing by the exit, watching silently. The woman who once had everything, now holding a tray in someone else's party. Poetic justice doesn't always need revenge. Sometimes it's just life doing what it does best, balancing the scales. A year later, I received a letter in the mail. No return address, just my name in handwriting I instantly recognized. I almost threw it away, but curiosity won. "Landon, I saw you with her that night. You looked genuinely happy. I wanted to hate her, but the truth is, she's perfect for you. Maybe that's what hurts most. realizing you finally got the life I ruined for you. I'm leaving the city, starting fresh. Don't worry, I'm not chasing you. I just wanted to say thank you. For once, you let me see who I really was. Selfish, scared, shallow. You didn't destroy me, Landon. You forced me to rebuild myself. Take care of her. And take care of that big, forgiving heart I didn't deserve. Audrey. I folded the letter carefully, placed it in a drawer, and never opened it again. That night, sitting beside Maya, I realized something powerful. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone back in. It's about letting yourself move forward. And as strange as it sounds, I silently thanked Audrey for the text that ended my wedding and began my real life.